Hi, Dan from DJMoore Lofts, and we're back at it. So, we've not really uploaded like the weekly stuff for a little while, just purely because we've been wrapped up with the editing and showing you the series of the loft conversion, the dormer loft conversion from start to finish. But today, we're heading over to Bedford. Darren, we're going to go meet Darren and one of the loft lifters that is just about to deliver a load of new stuff. So we're starting this loft conversion on a Victorian property. Quite a big roof actually, so it's quite high. I think off the top of my head it's like 4.5 meters high. Really nice cut roof, which has got some lovely brickwork in it, and the client's already stated that they might want to try and utilise some of that, show it off. This one's quite unusual in the sense it backs straight on to a railway line. It's probably about 50 metres from the back of the house to a railway line, so it's quite a loud environment. So we've been going through with the client about different insulation options and even upgrading the Velux windows at the rear so that they're a different pane of glass to compensate basically for the loud noises from the trains, just to help. But anyway, instead of me rambling on, let's get over there and we can show you for yourself. The lorry is here. So pretty much everything on this lorry is for this loft, other than this grey steel and this green timber here. I think one of those packs of flooring aren't ours as well, but we've got all our plasterboard, some of the Veluxes. As we touched on, we have got the noise cancelling ones here, or the noise deadening ones. I believe it's a 70 pane, I want to say. No, sorry, 70 pane is standard, and we're putting a 60 pane in. Yeah. So, this is the property that we're doing. Darren and Greg are here just making a hole now. Got a lovely bit of space for a change on the driveway, which makes life so much easier. If we climb up there, we'll have a little look. Good morning.
Morning.
Guess who's back with a camera?
Oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. These have got a plain tile roof, so like I mentioned earlier, the roof height is quite high. So you can see here where we're accessing, that's the lowest bit of the roof. It's a monster. But let's get unloaded. We'll make a start. We'll jump in there, show you what's what in a minute, and yeah, we'll go from there. So we're in the space now. So like we said earlier, this is, I keep saying that, like I said earlier, I don't know why, that's my new phrase today. Normally it's fantastic. So yeah, so this is a nice big cut roof, Victorian house. Got some of the featured period brickwork that we mentioned. So like they've got it there, and then they've got a lovely chimney this end as well. I don't know if the camera can pick that up. But yeah, we've got all these cross braces and V braces and stuff like that. We've got double purlins in here because of the extra height in here. Then obviously it's had plain tiles put on it. So originally it was probably a slate roof, but they've converted it to plain tiles. But for whatever reason, it's not been felted as well. So what was just speaking to Darren and stuff like that. So as much as it's not an issue in the sense of our side of things, but if God forbid stuff was to leak at a later date in the sense of like the roof fails or broken tile and stuff, it just becomes a little bit more difficult. But the client doesn't want to re-roof the roof obviously because there's a massive expense there, which I understand. But from our side of things, the main issue is around noise as well as insulation, because with there being no felt, you get quite a breeze of air coming up, which is great for ventilation, but also on the flip side it's too much air, so it's too well ventilated. So the way that we insulate now and stuff like that is going to be 10 times better with the sense of the cross membrane, the cold bridging that we do with the insulation going over the top of the insulation cut in between and stuff like that, just to make it as airtight as we can. And then we will also tape every joint and stuff like that as well, just like to make it fully airtight really, just to try and minimise any breeze and stuff like that. Because it is a little bit of a nightmare when there is no felt. And on top of that, we've got that main train line directly behind us that we mentioned, that we'll probably show you in a later video once we've got a window in, because we'll be able to see it. But we're just getting set up really. We're just waiting for a car to move, so we can get the loft lifter set up, and then we're going to get some of the stills in here. So the setup on this one, off the top of my head, is we've got a steel going from that gable to there, but there's a centre load bearing wall here, and where these collars pick up onto. So the steel will sit there, and then on this side we've got another steel that goes there, and then from memory it's a step back, so instead of it in one straight one, it kind of dog's legs, but I'll show you on the plans in a second. So this is what we were talking about. So we've got the stairs coming up into this little landing area, nice big master bedroom, dressing area, and then the ensuite on plan currently, and then we're looking at around a 2.5 head height. That's what we're working to. And structurally, is this the calcs? I think that might be the other ones, is it? Dun, dun, dun. Working out. So this is the front of the house where they stagger, and then at the back it's just one steel beam going all the way through, and then we've got another little steel here for the stairs, splitting it and stuff. But yeah, so we're just waiting for that car to move, which one of the neighbours owns, so we're just waiting for that, and then we're going to move the lorry along, get set up and start getting some of these steels off. So we've got all our bearing plates here. So this chunky one is for the back one, where it's one long beam that's spliced on the middle, so it's one of these, and then we've got the slightly smaller ones for each end of the steel tier. Ryan's just lifting up the other ones now, and yeah, get all the steels up, and then we always like to try and place them out in the place as we go, and just because it helps get less complicated, basically, if we're being honest with you. It's just far easier that way, rather than dumping them all in a mad rush. So what we've got is that one there is our middle beam. So you see here it's got a splice each end, and then these are the other two. So we've had this cut into three, so it's got two splices in it, which is stronger than just like one in the middle. So the engineer has designed it in this way, so we've got like 15mm end plate, and then I think it's 8 M16 bolts off the top of my head, which has fully been designed by the engineer. So that's what we've got here, still going left to right. And you see here we've got this one that's going to go roughly there. Now some people may ask or may pick up, well, if you're doing it on that side, why aren't you doing it on this side? Basically, where the steel needs to be on this side to get it symmetrical, it would then hit that chimney. So this one's set slightly further back. We'll build the floor, and then we'll build the dwarf wall on the floor on this one, whereas the dwarf wall on that one would be on the steel. And then yeah, and then we've obviously got to double up all these rafters, put our ceiling cord in to stop the roof spreading, and then we can get all our floor joists in and so on. On this one we've got 6 Veluxes, so we've got 3 on the front and then 3 on the back. So I believe it should be like 1 in the landing, 2 in the back for the bedroom, then 1 for the other bedroom on the front, 1 for the dressing room, and then 1 for the bathroom. But an SK06 is quite a nice size window. It's roughly 4 foot square effectively, so it's quite a nice size, which will work quite well in this high pitch. Otherwise, if you put a slightly smaller window in there, it all ends up being just like all slope, which can look a little bit lost with a smaller window. But yeah, so that's pretty much a wrap over here. I'm going to shoot off to another project now, and just catch up with another team. But I'm going to leave Darren and Greg cracking on, just unloading the timber now and getting that all loaded up. But they're going to stay here for the majority of the day and just get set up with the steels and stuff. Got to build up some bearing plates and stuff like that, so that we can leave the cement to dry, and then when we're back on Thursday later on in the week, to fully start basically. The reason we're not carrying on here is they've just got a day left on their last job, just finishing off the plasterboarding, and then we can crack on here. But because I have to give like the loft lifter team like a week and a half, 2 weeks notice, we kind of have to just pick a day and stick to it. But I always explain to the client, so as a worst case we can start, we'll definitely be coming this day to unload, but we might start and carry on, or we might just have to pull off and finish the last job, because I'm not a fan of like running back and forth to different jobs. But yeah, another day, another loft started, and yeah, we'll see you again soon. Hope you like the videos. If you haven't seen already, by all means go back and check the series that we've done on the full dormer build, and we've put a lot of time and energy into that. We're filming every day, so we've still got quite a few videos still coming out on that front. But yeah, if you want to ask any questions, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to hit that bell and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon. Enjoy.